A very good morning. Today's topic will be over the basic introduction at the first unit remote sensing at the subject GIS and remote sensing systems, which is coming for third year, fifth semester. So, before going into the session, I'd like to clarify some details, which I have also said at your case study. What is remote sensing? So, the remote sensing is the thing or a concept that only acquires the data without any physical contact over the subject or any area or any phenomena. So this will come under some investigations. So what is does mean? This means that sensing of Earth's surface from space by making use of properties of waves emitted, reflected, or diffracted by the sensed objects for the purpose of improving natural resource management plan and the protection of the environment. That means that we always do know that there are always electromagnetic rays that have been passing over the environmental surface from the sun. So those rays has a capability to get diffracted, deflected, and reflected. So when it is reflected through the object that has going to be infused, those rays will be sensed with the help of remote sensing satellites, and the data will be collected. Or else sometimes the satellite is capable of creating those electromagnetic wave, and after the emission the data which is reflected or diffracted will be sensed and collected from the natural resource. So these are some kind of remote sensing concept. So without the direct contact, some means of transfer of information is only possible through the consideration of electromagnetic radiation. So this is the concept that involves in active remote sensing versus passive remote sensing. Active remote sensing is the sense that the electromagnetic radiation is actively created and emitted with the help of satellite, which utilizes the remote sensing concept itself. So after emitting it, the earth, which is going to be acting as a sensed object, will absorb it and reflect it, and the reflected data will be collected by the satellite so that the data could be gathered by us and it could be converted into a picturized form. What is passive remote sensing? In the sense, the light source is not actively created by the satellite, but the sunlight will act as the source for emission of rays. So those sunlight which has been emitted will be absorbed by the natural resources, and then it will be reflected and diffracted. So the reflected rays will be observed with the help of the satellite, and the information will be acquired. So when we use the remote sensing, we use sense of sight for watching a cricket match from a stadium, sense smell freshly cooked curry, and sense of hearing from a telephone ring. So these are some kinds of examples for the concept that has been involved in remote sensing method. So the thing is how remote sensing integrates into GIS, where it is used. It is used in several categories, that is in geospatial science, earth observation, and where the data that are involved in collecting the data of earth high above the surface with the help of sensors. With the help of simple cameras, some visible light have been utilized, and other bands of electromagnetic spectrum like infrared, microwaves, and ultraviolet regions will be utilized, and this will be helpful in collecting the information that is necessary with the help of satellites, which utilizes remote sensing in it. So this is the example of remote sensing concept, that is initially the rays will be passed and that rays is capable of reflecting and diffracting, and that reflected image will be gathered by the satellite and the data will be collected. So the main source of collecting these data is the electromagnetic radiation which is emitted. Either it should be emitted by the satellite itself or it should be emitted with the help of the sunlight rays. So this is some example where we can collect the data with the help of remote sensing. For example, whenever I'm going to see a cricket match or a football match in a stadium, that will be telecasted lively at our TV shows too. that happens with the help of the remote sensing concept. That means that they will collect the recording data and they will stream it with the help of the satellite so that the information could be transferred from one place to the other. So this is the example of remote sensing. The basic concept is we could also consider the Google Maps where the remote sensing concept is involved. So several areas, for example, Swiggy orders too. So if we order our food from one place, the food will be delivered for us where we are located locally, and the collection data and whether it has been delivered in a correct period of time and what is the direction to approach that area, everything will be given in that apps itself. So these apps always had a tie-up with the satellite so that the remote sensing data will be collected and utilized by them. So these are the things which I have taken for today's class. See you in the next class. Thank you.